What's up, guys? This is Maxis with I believe the 19th video in our Overwatch self-coaching series. We're going to be in Route 66 second time. As you recall, our second episode in the series was Roadhog on Route 66. But we're going to be starting on attack here, and I don't seem to recall if this was a win or a loss, so let's find out together. Right now we've got 2 DPS already, so I think okay, we're gonna go off tank, and we're going to be hopefully getting either a Narisa or a Reinhardt for this. Chill though. I'm turning that down.
Your mic.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, fool.
I'm not sure if I think I just muted him anyway.
I think I'll go fair for attack.
So we have an Ana and a Mercy, Narisa, and Diva. Diva and Tracer. That's an okay lineup. It's
Okay.
as long as you have. Okay, we're gonna go Roadhog again. I was gonna say that as long as you have a 2-2-2, it is
Who has it? Right?
about all you can ask for at first. But once we know what the comp is, we should switch up to match.
And how can you see?
So that's a bit too far ahead. Doors open.
That one
Let's see
and the
where we're
Witch
at.
one particularly.
They have an Arisa as well. I think I saw that was a Brig, maybe? Okay, I got myself hooked there. And then I got hit by Doomfist. I must have also gotten hit by a little bit of pick damage in the middle there because I think I had about 300 health when it hit me. Doomfist does 50 on his punch and then another 150 when you hit the wall, which in one shot most normal characters, which I find to be just a little bit too much. I'm gonna have to start playing better with our barrier here, or else I'm not gonna be surviving much at all. So I was discorded there, I got shot by the Ana, and I got hooked. It was right after our Arisa barrier went down, so a little bit more communication on that would have helped keep me from just being slaughtered. And so that I could actually do some slaughtering back. I've broken their shield. I should have waited with the second shield. And now I'm just trying to keep the Doomfist off of our Mercy right now, Mercy and Ana. But he ended up going for our Arisa, who, I mean, I can't really fault her, but she pushed up alone without really noticing that there was a Doomfist in our backline that was occupying his healers.
Yeah, we can't. He's on his own.
Stop being so far away.
Nice.
That's pretty blunt, but it's a good point now. Now I saw him walk in here, and this might seem like an unnecessary
It's
fight,
like one pun.
but he's
You'll get to
trying to
reuse the
flank
same pun
for our
except
Ana. So that's what I'm focusing on right here. The soldiers in the back with our healers and our Genji, so that's causing a bit of a
Bro, I
problem.
literally had the melee. Like,
So I'm gonna disengage
I was in the middle
here,
of reload.
try
I
to.
don't even understand.
Drank purple, unfortunate. But I was basically fighting there on my own without our team for quite some time. So I really should try to get out of there soon.
It's called Dash Kappa.
Can we regroup,
Bro,
please?
you saw me.
I'm going in. Dude, relax.
I'm not going in and healing anybody until we're all
You've been sleeping. Go wake them up. You have one health.
This shit, I go in and get no fucking heals. Now you can
So what our Mercy is doing here
fucking over this game.
is a hard reset or a tough reset. I'm not sure which the term for it is, but basically she's letting us die until everybody dies at once, so that we can essentially the same way that like when you get down to overtime and everybody pushes at once. That's the same thing that she's doing. It's just forcing us to organically group up based on our death respawn times.
I'm gonna ult on them.
Who's on top?
Thankfully they managed to keep me up during that. We got the Roadhog, which I may not have gotten any kills with it, but I at least zoned him to where our team could kill him. And as you noticed, thanks, Reaper. I'm still trying to play bodyguard against the Doomfist here. Because we're playing a Hanzo and I think a Reaper. Neither one of them is particularly well suited for dealing with Doomfist.
Why are we playing a hamster into a hog? That's a recipe for disaster.
I don't know. He switched.
Doom is behind. He's up top right, top
I
left.
like the Orisa a lot better.
Oh, sleeping.
I don't have hook. Are we ready to jump him?
For one.
We didn't coordinate that jump. And Doomfist just took out both of our healers. We need to do something about that Doomfist. We need to... I myself am doing everything I can. I can't really
Can we maybe get a May
just switch to like a May or a McCree or something like that just to deal with the Doomfist if it means that we're gonna have no second tank. So staying on hog is the best that I can do in this situation.
I can't duel their hog with a shield there, so I'm going
Well, I
shield
mean,
tank.
again, we're going in 4v6.
Like, everyone was here. Why?
No,
where are the heals at?
everyone was not. You guys fucking went in one by one again.
The road.
Heroes never die.
Getting tired of their arguing. I know she's right. We are kind of staggering in here, but I really can't. I can't help it with the fact that our team goes in and I'm trying to. Basically, when you see somebody that's feeding, you have to push in with them, or else their feeding is just gonna ruin the game. You have to turn that feed into a initiation, or else it's not gonna do you any good. And that's basically how you end up having to play, or how you play out of this rank. Is the two things to do in gold are survive and play around your teammates.
He's low, he's half.
So that's what I'm doing here. We didn't have a shield tank, so I went Orisa. I probably picked particularly Orisa because of the fact that we were playing into Doom, so I needed her.
Good, I like the 3
Her
healers.
ult works on everything except his fist, so that's the only thing that I wouldn't be able
Our
to
Anna should have
help with.
Why would I quit? I'm the only one
Into the iris.
not getting gold heals.
Okay,
They're still arguing there about the fact that now we've got 3 DPS, or 3 healers actually, because our DPS, the Reaper, Smurf Life, switched. Alright, so I'm gonna say that so far, in recap, they had a Doomfist. We didn't counter Doomfist. They had a hog, and we switched off of shield tank. So those two individual things are probably what have cost us the most here. If we'd kept the Orisa, we probably would have been able to continue the fight with the hog. So I ended up switching to Orisa here so that we could contest their Orisa and their hog, and I still kept in mind the fact that I had to essentially bodyguard our supports from Doomfist. So that's the reason behind my picks. I wasn't really out of position too much on the final pushes here once I switched to Orisa, but it was just the fact that nobody was playing around me, so I wasn't getting any value as a tank, and therefore we were just falling apart. Alright, let's go on to the next round. Seems like it's going to be a quick match, so I'm guessing that we're going to
I was
end
actually
up
about to do it myself.
holding them either on first point or second point.
Slots.
I really have to research, like I want to see if somebody has a video explaining what exactly the concept behind gas station is, because I always just automatically end up dropping down when we get to the corner here and try contesting it, but I need to understand what the main value to setting up here is.
Doomfist going right.
And a good call out. Our Winston is guarding against that flank, so that's a good thing. We lost our Ana to their Widowmaker. I'm not sure how come she wasn't behind my shield, or I think she might have been on the low ground. Although I actually can't see where their Widow is at, so that's yet to be determined. Now we're playing Winston and Orisa. It's doing okay, but I'm not really sure
Yep,
why.
that's right
It's
tunnel.
we've got two main tanks, which means we've got low damage output in the tank slot. So again, they were arguing, so I muted them all. But I do want to keep the comms open for callouts. But the fact that we've got two main tanks, we don't have enough damage, but we do have sustain. The only problem is that their Doomfist, I mean not the Doomfist, their Hog counters that with Winston pretty heavily. So it's unwise to play Winston into Hog. He hasn't died yet. The moment our Winston dies, especially since he has gone ahead and ulted here, he should switch off with Winston. If he ever does end up dying. That's mostly just my personal opinion. Almost every off-tank will counter a main tank. Diva counters Winston, counters Reinhardt, to an extent she counters Orisa as well. Hog counters everything in the tank roles. And by counter, I just mean that they, in a one-on-one fight, they output more damage, and especially like if it's a Reinhardt versus a Diva, as long as Diva knows his effective range, she can burn his barrier and eat his fire strikes, and then he's pretty much useless against her fire. Because his, like I said, keeping her distance, he can't even hit his swings in. I probably should have pulled them back rather than towards us there, because Reinhardt was swinging and I wanted to keep his swings off of our teammates. We're right now in the pick phase. We had just ended that team fight, so now would be a good time to reposition back to the high ground.
Doomfist that was behind?
I don't know.
Yeah, we got him. Going
Looks
back
like
on top of gas.
I wasted a lot of time putting that shield down when I should have just gotten back on gas earlier. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that that's going to be a problem,
They have a Bastion now, they have a Bastion.
but if they got back before I started my push, I mean, if they started the push before I got back on gas station, that could have been a big problem. Now, what our Winston was doing that far in, I don't know. Smurf Life there, the Moira also, what was she doing that far in? They burned both my shields very quickly, so I ended up having to hide behind the billboard to guarantee that. That was lucky. That was just a lucky shot that I managed to get on the not lucky shot, but lucky shield. I put a shield down and it just so happened to slice right between Moira and Winston, Moira and Roadhog. Damn, that hurt a lot. But Orisa can just tank Reinhardt's shots and just take his head. If you focus on his head and hitbox, you can kill him quickly. Alright, that's that match in review. I don't think I stick around for the replays, but basically we ran two main tanks at the end there, and it was okay, but that was mainly because we were going for a sustain. We had two main healers. They only had an Orisa that could really wipe us if we needed a defensive ultimate. So I think it was okay. Thanks very much, guys. Have a great day.